In this lesson, we're going to look at the grid view control, as you can see here. Now, most grid view control tutorials are going to talk about enterprise data and how to do like a miniature little Excel thing, and I thought we would skip all that and just do something fun. So what we're making here is basically a mini video game called Treasure Hunt. As you can see from the debug info, treasure is in area 13, which is right here. But the user doesn't know that, so they're just going to blindly click. Nope, it's not there. Nope, it's not there. It is there. So this is the game we're going to make. Let's go ahead and look at the code. Okay, what we need to do here is import dart.math. It's always scary when you're going to use math. Math has not always been my friend. Okay, so now that we've got this, let's make a class here. We're going to make an area class. And in here, we're going to say int index string name. We want a color. And let's make a constructor for this. Did not like that. What did I do? Oh, I see what I did wrong here. And let's make this light blue accent. There we go. So we have our nice little area class. Those are the rectangles that you saw. We're going to go ahead and start building this game out here. So let's say int location. This is going to be the location of the treasure. We want to make a list, and let's call this areas. Going to call our init state. And in init state, this is where we're going to build a lot of stuff here. So we're going to say areas equal new list, and we want this to be an area list. We're going to make some areas here. All right. We want our area, and we want the index to be I. And let's give it the name. We want to keep the color as default for now. So really all we're doing is we're just populating that list here. And then we're going to, let's make a random number generator. Let's make RNG. We're going to make a new random. So what this is doing here is we're taking new random, and we want the location of the treasure to be a random number somewhere between 0 and the maximum in the list. All right, got that in there. And let's go ahead and let's make our generate function. So we're going to say widget generate So we want a grid tile, and this is what's going to actually generate the on-screen graphical display. So far all we've been doing is making a list, but now we want to actually build something that's going to show on the screen. So that's our grid tile. The grid tile is the individual square that goes into the grid view. So the child of this is going to be a new container. And in here we want to do some padding. And let's say 5.0. And let's make a child on this. We want this to be a raised button. No, we don't have the on-click. Let's go ahead and make that super quick here. And let's go back up here and let's fill it in. All right, so actually we gotta do this a little bit differently here. Let's call it on press. That's bugging me that it's just two different things here. There we go. That makes more sense. Sometimes it bothers me when I mix and match on clicked and on pressed. So for color, let's do the areas. The color, and let's do a child. We're going to actually add the text here. And let's add the name. Let's do some alignment here. Text align, we want to do text align center. So really what we're doing here is we're building this out. We're saying, hey, we want this grid tile to have a container that's padded, that's got a raised button. And in that button, we want it to have the color and the text. Okay, so now we've got our on pressed event here. And in here, we're going to set state. Oh, I screwed that one up. There we go. And in our set state, we want to actually, just see if this has got the actual index of where the treasure is. So if index equals the location, then we found the treasure. So then we want to say areas index dot color, and we want to say colors dot green. And if you're making an actual game, you would say like you won or something, give them a score. Otherwise, we're just going to copy and paste this, and we're going to make it red. Let them know that, nope, they did not get it. Now, we got to actually display all this stuff. This is the fun part. We've got our body, which has got a container, edge inset at all. We've got a center, and inside that center, we want to actually add something. So let's get rid of this column here. And instead, let's add our grid view. And we don't want a grid view straight. Sorry about that. We want a grid view.count. There we go. So cross-axis count 4. If you're wondering how I got that magical number, we've got 16 squares and we want them 4 across. And then for our children, and we want this to be 16, and we want our generator So this looks very confusing, and I'm going to start the app in the background because it's going to take just a second to restart that. So what we're doing here is we're saying we want a center, and in the center we want a new child, which is a gridView.count. That calls a special function. You've seen like the list view build. So the cross access means we're going to have 4 crossed. The children, we're making a new list filled with widgets, and we're going to generate that dynamically. It's going to be 16 total, and we're going to use the generate function, which we've written up here. That's going to actually render this out, the whole grid tile. So here it is. Let's restart this. I didn't add the debug statement, so I don't know where that treasure is. Let's see if we can find it here. I'm not there. It is. It was in area 6. Sure enough, if we keep clicking, it's just going to be all red.